It's Jesus, aka Noel, on the show that I supposedly can't escape. And I just wanted to give a message to the good homosexual men out there. I see it in your eyes, I see it all over your facial expressions that you feel bad because of the people who you may consider your peers or people who you have something in common with that abuse the freedom and the rights that you have, and you feel like you you can't be free, that you can't be yourselves because there are men showing other men, women and children unwanted sexual attention. But everything happens for a reason, and no situation is helpless or hopeless. Yeah? And I'd like to say that just try being you. Yeah? Just try being the person that you are. Yeah? To all my good homosexual men. Just try being free in the person that you are. If a child accepts you and they're not judging you and they're just playing around with you and you're doing cheerleading routines with them, don't be afraid to be affectionate. Don't be afraid to show love. Because at the end of the day, the people behind this don't want that to happen. They want you to judge yourself. They want to project what they feel about themselves onto you. Yeah, and there are a lot of manipulative homosexual men out there. Yeah, but to me, I don't even identify these people abusing people and the privileges that good gay men have as homosexual, because to me they're not showing any love. You understand me? So I I would just like to say, don't if you're doing the right thing and you know you're not doing any harm, then what's the harm in showing it? Because at the end of the day, people are always gonna do bad. People are always gonna do bad things, especially in this situation where they can, even temporarily or even for a long term, they are always going to do bad things. So what's the harm in you showing love? Don't judge yourselves, because there are other homosexual men out there who you may know and may have partnered up with at one time or another. You know, don't feel bad because they're doing things. It's like women all saying they're like Martha Toish or whatever her real name is. It to you, you wouldn't be able to understand that. You would think it was ridiculous if a woman says, "Oh, but I love Noel to bits, but he's just misunderstood the situation, and I'm not like Martha." You understand me? You would wonder why they would be feeling that way, and you'd be wondering why they would be afraid to show me how they felt. So the same goes to you. Don't think that you're not fathers just because, the baby didn't come from you physically or the child didn't come from you physically. It's about you being there for the child. It's about you spending time and money with and for the child. So don't think that you can't have a family just because some homosexual men who you deemed as your peers and you identify with in some way because of the harsh reality of judgment that you faced throughout your lives as a group and as individuals. Don't feel like that should get in the way of you showing love and being yourselves. You see, the enemy will always attack no matter what you do. Yeah? the enemy will always attack you no matter what you do. Yeah? People who say they're your peers will set you up and attack you no matter what you do. So why not be yourselves and show love? It's a complicated situation. I'm still finding out things. I'm still getting my memories back. So the story isn't over yet. And that's the beautiful thing about this. It doesn't stop today. So as homosexual men, you're you're not gonna feel like today isn't your best day. Even if you're having the best day of your life, today still isn't your best day. Do you understand that? Um, you've overcome a lifetime of judgment, rejection from your families, colleagues, peers, people who you've grown up with, just for being sexually attracted naturally because you're physically built that way to men. And there's no judgment from me in it. The most important thing, remember the rules of this game, of this show. Remember the rules. Yeah? Remember why you're on it. Remember why you're here. Remember why you appear to me as you do on this show. Yeah? And you should also remember that things will always get better. This is not the end. Yeah? If this is the enemy's final move, it's not much of a move, is it? So just because you're like it's the same with everyone. Like me personally, I don't think I will ever completely understand or agree with certain institutions like the NHS, but that doesn't mean everyone should feel bad. Like I was speaking to a guy yesterday who was giving me the COVID test, and he was acting oddly around me, and I was thinking like, I don't think you're guilty, so why are you behaving this way towards me? And then he finally said, maybe we're a little too paranoid. He said, maybe we're a little too paranoid, and that's why we're perceiving and behaving in this manner. But just like the NHS, I'm judging everyone as individuals, yeah. And if you do right, then the right things will come to you. Living in the wrong will never get you anywhere. Even if it seems that your enemies are getting their dreams fulfilled, yeah, and that everything is going wrong for you. Are they living right? Are they being true to themselves? Or are they creating a facade and a mask that will get them nowhere? Yeah? Is that what they really want? Because if they got what they really wanted, hold on, let me pause this. Come in! Because at the end of the day, if this is what the enemy wants for you, if this is what the enemy wants for everyone, if this is their ultimate objective, then why aren't they satisfied? Why aren't they happy? Why aren't they complete in everything that they've done? It's because they have no answers. You understand me? Like, I understand the nature of this show. I understand it's extremely complicated and difficult for everyone involved, from the women to the men to the children. And I understand that the things I say, while they are specific to specific situations and people, are generalized and made to be about the broad majority. I understand that there is an invisible anonymous enemy, and I understand that they fire most of the shots at me. I understand what the British transport, who are my enemies, are doing. I saw today while I was out on leave that an innocent man and woman were just walking side by side, and a bus driver drove into them and beeped at them so that they nudge into each other. And then the guy was like, "Whoa, I didn't do anything wrong. I hope this doesn't look bad." Not only to me, but to the woman herself who he was with. So I understand this is a complicated situation. It was never gonna be easy. But what you need to understand is that you see me as Jesus, yeah, I came back for a reason, yeah. I came back for a reason. I did not come back to judge gay men. I did not come back to to war the NHS. I came back to help people escape a dark life, you know? I came back on this show when I swore I would never do it again. I swore I would never do it again. After what happened last time at the crucifixion, and after what I lost after the crucifixion and the other bad stuff that happened, I swore I would never come back again. But I did come back, yeah, to end this situation earlier. I know there are still many things that I don't understand, and I know that what I say about specific individuals and situations are deemed to be about everybody. It's not that way. I know the women are a bit confused because I said I'm not going to pursue any romantic interests, which is true. You know, online, um, the dating is over. Yeah, the dating is over. Um, Offline, when I get out, women will still get attention from me naturally, but I'll just wait for the right situation and moment. The important thing is to not to rush things. I know, you know, as homosexual men, you've been through a lot, yeah, and I get that you see other homosexual men acting up, but I don't identify them with the kind people I meet in the NHS or in in the homosexual community in general. Hello? Yeah? No worries. Um I I I I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I'm not here to war, you know? I'm not here to war. Anytime I get sectioned, I take it. I could while out. I could while out. I don't ever while out. It's not about whether I can or can't be sectioned again just because I won't do anything. It's about doing the right thing. It's about treating people fairly. It's about showing love. Yeah. It's about not bullying people and abusing your position on the show. Yeah. Now, on the show, it is deemed that I do not know that it is a show, so they are able to continue. While that is over, and I'm still taking being on the show and the rules of the show, um, it, it doesn't mean that I'm just gonna have war against everyone. People look at me when I'm with them and they think, you know, he's going to attack me. He wants bad for me because I'm on the show and I have to behave a certain way. Yeah? So they'll think I saw a woman do this who set him up, or I saw a man do this who set him up, and he's gonna think everyone's that way. Yeah? And that's not the case. I'm not being fake when I'm nice to people most of the time. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. Because I'm not that type of person. If I dislike you, I make sure you know. Yeah? I make sure you know. Yeah, like the girls with the Drake tattoos and the men with the Drake tattoos who are showing their faces around me more. They should be assured that if they've lived the right path and were just trying to do the right thing, and it was completely innocent, then I will break every rule known on heaven, earth, and beyond just to make sure they're good. Yeah, this is temporary. As Jesus, when I was the Spaniard, yeah, and I was in slavery, and I was fighting at the gladiators arena. You know, these concepts were foreign to me because it was completely physical. Yeah, um, it was a physical surrounding. You know, it was physical. It was physical. So I handled things physically, and I bided my time, and I waited, and I'm now applying that practice spiritually and psychologically, yeah, to do the same thing that I did when I was the Spaniard, yeah. So there are men being manipulative. There is a process where no matter what you do, whether you have good intentions or bad intentions, you're going to be perceived in a bad light because people like to deflect and put lines where there aren't lines, yeah, and connections where there aren't connections. It's the nature of the situation. But what saddens me is when, I was looking at Live Bible today and I was watching, obviously a gay man with his daughter. I'd call him his daughter. I'd call her his daughter. And he felt hesitant to even say, that he was her dad. He felt like he shouldn't be saying that, and that maybe he isn't doing the best thing, or that he isn't good enough. And if you look at my situation, yeah, there's no hope for me. But realistically, on in terms, if you were to just put my situation on paper, you would say there's no hope for me. You would say that there's no way out and that the enemy has me completely. Yeah. And therefore, there's no need for me to be nice to anyone at all. And I should just look out for myself. And I shouldn't bother defending or speaking up for anyone else's rights. But that's not who I am. Yeah. And even if I were to lose it all and lose my life tomorrow, even if I was to be tortured and gang raped, I would still be me. Yeah? Simply because I cannot help but being me. The same way you men can't help but love each other. Yeah? And love kids who you want to take care of and raise. Yeah? It's not an issue. Yes, I've cussed the NHS many times, but certain people in the NHS will tell you that they've been getting nice emails from me anyway, and that I constantly think of some NHS staff from the past who were very good to me. So I would say just like don't let it get to you. It's a stigma, it's a generalization. We are individuals, yeah, and we are who we are. This show is designed, yeah, to manipulate how we perceive each other and ourselves, yeah, to create divides. Do you understand me? To create divides. It's an intense psychological game that never stops. Yeah. Um, it's not about being on your toes, but it is about being sharp. You have to be sharp. Yeah. Some people will pretend to be my friends, get my number, this and that, and they want no good for me. Yeah. Some people won't, and they want good for me. Whether they do or they don't, it doesn't make a difference. Yeah. But what does make a difference is the good being happy. Yeah. They don't want you to be happy. You, as gay men, should not identify with vile homosexual individuals. Yeah. Who don't fit your ethos. You shouldn't identify with them and feel bad because they're doing wrong, no matter what their numbers are, no matter what they've done. It was not you. You did not agree with it. You did not agree to it. You still don't. Yeah? You try the best you can and you work in the parameters that you can. Just like me. Yeah? There's no difference in that sense. We're all dealing with this complicated situation of being on this show and everything being manipulated and not being stuck to. And to a certain extent, none of us know why it is being done this way because it is so negative. You know, it's so negative that you wouldn't understand why it was done this way. But if you look into the future, you will see good things, and I hope and I pray that, you know, my homosexual friends and family, you know, find some peace. That's what I would hope. You know, I come from a situation where I've done everything right, and no matter what I say, the script still says I should be sectioned. Yeah? So that's something I have to deal with. But that doesn't make me bitter to the whole world, you know. I was aware about the tattoos in Old Street and Shoreditch, and I was still going there, not to hunt them, but just to understand, you know, why they have those tattoos, what it means to them, and what the whole purpose of it was, you know. Some of those tattoos are really dark, but I don't know the purpose behind them. My father's tattoos are dark too. Most of my tattoos, if not all of them, are dark as well. Yeah? To a greater degree than yours. Yeah? But there's also a lot of love in them. So I would just say to everyone involved in this show, I know it's a difficult show. I know. Yeah? I know for the women who want to pursue me and are pursuing me and have pursued me romantically in the past, they feel kind of fraudulent and bitchy because they're not getting to disclose who they really are or how they really feel. Yet they're expected to maintain some form of bond with me and disclose information that they wish not to. Yeah? So I get that. I have perspective. Yeah, I have perspective. So that's the great thing. I would encourage everyone to have faith. no matter what their faith may be, I would encourage everyone to have faith and to believe and to be hopeful and to try the best they can in their situations. Yeah, yes, I would like things to be easier on me, but why would the enemy try so hard against me unless I wasn't the biggest threat they've ever encountered and they fear me? Yeah? You understand? It's all about living in a utopia. Who knows how the future's gonna turn out? Who knows? But if you think you're gonna be judged by a next individual just because of what they did, then, you need to look at life. You need to assess who's around you and who's making you think that way. Because at the end of the day, we're all one, yeah? And we all belong together. So everything will be okay, yeah? Everything will be okay. Just because the actors are afforded certain privileges doesn't mean it will last forever. I was talking to a woman yesterday who was telling me what was going to happen to her. So there's a woman on the ward who's being compelled by at least 3 men on the ward and forced to behave in a certain way. And she can't help it, she can't fight it, she can't help it, she can't fight it. And the men are in full flow of manipulating this beautiful woman, yeah? And we had a great conversation, and she told me exactly what I'm seeing, yeah? Happened to her. She described exactly what I'm seeing happen to her, yeah? And these people involved in this show, who are being compelled in this manner, they genuinely think men, women, and children, innocent men, women, and children, genuinely think they're going to pass away and die. Yeah? Simply because of the manipulation around others. Yeah? Or of others. Yeah? These people think it's okay not to leave good people alone. Yeah? I am the Spaniard. Yeah? I am Jesus the Spaniard. Yeah? I'm on a level where anyone thinking is they're my enemy is a joke. Yeah? Simply because you can't be my enemy. That's the level I'm on. You can't be my enemy. I cannot have an enemy. Yeah? That's the level I'm on. Yeah? So me being here ruins the enemy's plans for everyone good. Yeah? So I wouldn't worry about being misjudged. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about showing love to children or treating them or spending time with them doing cheerleading practice, doing their hair like Ice Mike loves Asia. I wouldn't I wouldn't I wouldn't feel that death is inevitable just because you've been manipulated in that manner. Yeah. I see these men lying before they do it. I see some women joining in, lying before they do it. But it gets harder to distinguish between the good and the bad when people are being forced by the circumstance and nature of this show to behave in a manner that is conducive to their negative well-being. So psychologically, what you have is a paradox. Yeah? You have a paradox where the good are believing that their destiny, yeah, is to be punished with the evil because the evil are in control of what they can do. Yeah? Which is essentially what's going on. Yeah? And I'm not fooled by it. Yeah? People play silly games all the time. Yeah? They play silly games. Yeah? Just to get their advantage. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. I know for a fact, yeah, that this show is simulating my powers. Yeah? They are simulating and replicating my powers. I know that when one man looks in a girl's direction, yeah, another man will simulate what that other man has seen through light on their bodies because they've been caught doing this multiple times. Yeah? It's the pain from Naruto paradox. These robots are like pain from Naruto. Do you understand me? Who's controlling them? It's a good question, but from my understanding, there doesn't need to be anyone controlling them for them to be like the pain from Naruto paradox, where you have 6 individuals who are all robots, yeah, and are all connected to each other through senses and can display and communicate to each other in that manner. These men, these robots, yeah, they've been caught by me, Jesus the Spaniard, in the act of lying, yeah, and they continue to bullshit, yeah, they continue to bullshit. But you see me, even before they show their hand, their true hands, I've clocked them. And I don't reveal it. But I've clocked them. Big time. Oh, you're going to that place in central London? That's a great place. No, it's not. That's where you go to be executed. Do you want to know how I know? I've been to a similar place where they tried to do the same thing to me, but failed. Now, these robots don't have my mentality, strength, or demeanor. Yeah? So they can't survive what I survive. Yeah? They are getting information from a holy woman. Yeah? Yeah, they're getting information from a holy woman. They're trying to frame the holy woman for their actions. Yeah? That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to frame the holy woman for their actions. But what they don't realize is that as soon as they make that request to the woman kills them and then brings them to me, who finishes off the job. Yeah, they're already dead on target. By the time they've arrived to me, they've already been dealt with. My girl tells me, look, this is what they wanted to do to you. You understand me? She goes, this is what they wanted to do to you. Yeah, and that's it. Anyone from back in the days as Jesus or of me as Jesus and Alexander the Great on this show would know that I don't really like speaking with or to my enemies, let alone any dialogue, and they would know that my main girl doesn't mind it at all. Yeah, and they would know that we argued about these things all the time. All the time, all the time. Oh, I'm not sure if we should be doing this. That's what I'll be saying to my main girl. I'll be saying, I'm not sure if we should be doing this. Yeah. Look at that nigga. I'm not sure if we should be doing this. Yeah. And she'll be like, it's okay, it's okay. And I'm like, are you sure you know what I'm gonna do? And she said, yeah, it's fine. And that's the nature of the situation of their request being answered. These machines, yeah, these people, these enemies against me, they have no powers. They think they can ask a holy actual deity for advice and then frame the woman for their actions. Yeah? And that's just not the case. It's not the way it's going to go down. Because this situation has happened many times before. Yeah? This story, this show, it wasn't always here. There was life before this show. So this show started after life existed. Yeah. Not while life existed, not before life existed, not as life just began to start. Yeah. This show started significantly after life existed. Yeah. So everything that starts must finish. Yeah? And it will finish. Ask all these people getting answers from the holy deity feminine, yeah? Ask them this. Does the set last forever? Does the set of the show last forever in my lifetime? The answer is no. So they know they're going to lose. And I play mind games with them because they like to play mind games with me. Yeah? I play mind games with them and I ask them certain questions and they look stupid answering it. These people will try and get you in any way they can. But you see these eyes, they don't just look like this. I can see through disguises. Yesterday, I saw there's a young boy on my ward, he's 18. Yeah. There's an individual posing as a young boy on my ward. He's 18. He's really an evil old man. Yeah? He's really an evil old man. And I saw through his identity yesterday. These eyes aren't just for looks. Do you understand me? I can see through a lot. And I don't say anything. It is not my time to strike yet. But when it is my time to strike, all these individuals will be dealt with appropriately. So to the homosexual men, yeah, and to all the people in the NHS and everyone working out there, yeah, I understand it's about individualism. I understand it's about timing. Yeah, I understand it's about timing. My issue today when I was waiting on leave wasn't that I was waiting. It was more so the fact that I had things to do. And I wanted to get them done before my mind was manipulated into doing other things. So I don't really have anything against anyone on my ward, the members of staff, but these people think they can play games. You understand me? I'll tell you how these robots learn. They learn through sight, and their eyesight is bad. So they will watch you do something, and they will be programming themselves to do it like you. Yeah? And they think it goes the other way around because that's how they're built. Yeah? Because that's how they're built, they think it goes the other way around. So the evil old man disguised as a young boy tried to program me. He poured some expired milk into his cereal and then poured some normal milk into his cereal. And he said, it's okay, I'll drink it. And the staff member said, no, you can't do that. Yeah. She said, take a new one. He said, okay. I go into the kitchen today. Yeah. There are only 2 bottles of milk out of 6 or 7 that are in date. When I walked in the kitchen today into the dining area, the evil old man disguised as a young boy was smiling, yeah, with his brethren, yeah, thinking I couldn't see, yeah, expecting me to drink that milk today. Because that is how they are programmed, yeah, that is how they learn, through seeing you do things. And they think they can program you the same way they're programmed, even though they're artificial. They are that dumb. Yeah? These men think that they can play games where they flirt with women and touch women to make me uninterested in them, yeah? That's what they like to do, yeah? Yeah? And it always backfires on them because I play a trick on them, especially if it's a girl that I really know and like. Do you know what I do? I get pissed at the girls, yeah? Then I let the men talk shit about them. If I really know the girls, and some of these girls I've trained in lethal death techniques, yeah, to keep evil people away from them, yeah, because I know despite their appearance, they know there's a connection, yeah, and they want to take advantage and destroy that connection, yeah. So I get them to talk shit about them. I watch them. I watch how they sit in between us. I watch how they go out their way to make sure me and certain women do not have any relationships of any form. Yeah? And they think that they can go off in disguise. They think they can combat SAS techniques. They are that naive in their programming. These are not smart robots. These are not smart robots. No, they're not. Yeah? They're silly individuals. Very silly individuals. Yeah? With no backbone. With no backbone. Yeah? And they're in shit. They're in shit. Like I said, how come all of you men are just muscular now? Where did it come from? You're using the light to contour your bodies, yeah, and make you look more muscular than you are. Me and some members of staff are actually talking about you men, yeah, you robots, and we're looking at you doing it because I'm pointing things out. I'm saying, look at this nigga lying, yeah, look at this nigga lying, fam, on TV, fam, yeah, look at this nigga lying. So, as homosexual men, when your behavior doesn't even match that of the evil perpetrators behind it, I just advise you not to be hesitant or show love to those who you can do. I'd advise you to live a good, nurturing life because the enemy will always attack. Yeah? Not only did they try to give me expired milk, they stood in position, all checking if I had drank it. Yeah? Expecting me to think that the date was irrelevant or I don't know what they were thinking. Yeah? But they're very stupid individuals. Yeah? And they are playing a dangerous game. Yeah? Of framing. Yeah? But you ask anyone who's the real frame artist. Who's the real frame artist? Who is good at framing individuals for crimes they have perpetrated? It is not these robots. They learn everything from me. Yeah? And they think they can take me out. What they don't know is that I have an infinite supply of power and techniques, yeah, to take them out on a whim. Yeah? And they are blatant witnessing all their strategies. They still don't get it. They think by them coughing and clearing their throats, they're getting to me. Even though I done told them, I know I'm on a TV show. Yeah, I know this is a movie. I know I'm on a show. Yeah, and I know you're all pretending that this is real. Yeah, and I know I can't come to you and say that. If not, you will reprimand me further than I already have been. Yeah, they are still lying. They are still coughing. Yeah,